guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements, radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Hey everybody, this is Scotty
What's
J.
up, guys? This is DJ Zach.
Hey guys, you're out with Ambler.
Rock Titan Live on W4CY Radio every Tuesday from 9 to 9:50 p.m. Eastern.
You're listening to Rock Titan Live
on W4CY Radio.
You are listening to Rock Titan Live
every Tuesday from 9 to 9:50 p.m. Eastern.
Rock Titan Live
every Tuesday from 9 to 9:50 p.m. Eastern.
Scotty J.
DJ Zachy D.
Out with
Rock
Ambler.
Titan Live on W4CY Radio.
Hey, everybody, what's going on? I am Scotty J here with Zachy D, and you are watching Rock Titan Live. Oh, man.
Ooh, yeah.
What was that with my voice, man? My voice just went like, am I still going
You're so excited that your voice cracked. I mean, it's normal.
I'm still going through puberty. But Zachy D, baby, how you doing
What's
down
happening,
there?
brother?
Yes, Nashville. How's Nashville, man?
It was wonderful. It's home, man.
Yeah. Well, everybody, I also want to let you know that we've got a marvelous lady down in Louisiana, Rebel, behind the boards. Rebel, how are you doing on this fine evening? Now I'm challenging her. I'm challenging her to come off mute. Yes. I'm putting you to the test.
I'm doing fine.
I'm not letting you go, Rebel. I'm going to bring you into this. You are one of our Motley Crue, you know? And it's funny I mentioned Motley Crue because I'm going to be talking a little bit about them today because their drummer, I guess, decided to pipe off, which I always get a kick out of him. Like, everyone wants to listen to what Tommy Lee has to say, right? Like he's the expert on anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Oh my God. So anyway, everybody, we got a great show. In just a little bit, we should be having Sean Peck, the Hell Destroyer Peck, one of the three Tremors. Of course, you heard the music, in our opening intro that we have, and that is courtesy of the Three Tremors. And also, I'm hoping that we get Tim the Ripper Owens along with him, so we can talk to him about some of the stuff they have going on. He just wrapped up the Hologram Dio tour, which I missed. And I was really bummed about that. Zach, have you seen a hologram show before like that?
I haven't, but I'm just the thought of it. I'm very intrigued, especially the fact I never got to see Dio when he was with us. So the whole hologram thing, like, I'm definitely not knocking it. I know they always say with like food, don't knock it till you try it. Well, I'm gonna keep that whole mentality with music and live show and whatnot too. So. Especially, that's what Firefly and Bonnaroo taught me in the last few weeks. Don't knock it till you try it with music. Let me tell you, man.
Right on. Now,
but yes, I would be intrigued to see it.
Now, this is going back, over a year now, I guess. But you were at the Ride for Dime up there in New Jersey.
Wow, yeah.
Before you went all Exodus down to Nashville on us. But you had the opportunity.
Some of them live here.
Yeah. But I thought it was really cool that you actually had an opportunity to hang out with Ronnie Dio's wife. So yeah, didn't you get to hang out with her?
Oh no, it wasn't Dio's wife actually.
Oh no, you know what? I'm thinking.
Nope.
I know
We're
what I'm
confusing
thinking.
stories.
Yeah. No, you were hanging out. You were hanging out with Dimebag's girl. Yeah. Now,
Rita.
I know that there was a bowling for Ronnie that we were covering one time. And this whole red carpet thing, yeah.
Yep.
And that didn't go so well.
Amazing legends in what they do and did.
Yeah.
So much love and respect and RIP to both of them.
Yeah, right on. So pretty soon here, hopefully, we're gonna have the Hell Destroyer calling on in here with the Ripper. I told him to give us a few minutes just to get settled because obviously
get our feet
our maiden voyage last week was a little bit different. But man, there is a lot of stuff trending in the news right now. Amazing. I don't know how many of you pay attention to like regular news and stuff like that, but obviously the 4th of July is upon us here. And, Colin Kaepernick, I can't honestly say I'm a fan of his. I'm not a San Francisco guy anyway, never was, don't care about him, never cared about his football or anything. But, man, some of this stuff that, he does, thinking that, there's some really good reason for it. Personally, I don't. Now, folks, I'm going to appeal to all of you to get your thoughts on this, and I'm going to be throwing out the phone line that you can call us on here. And, you can tell me if I'm way off base. I know Zach's going to avoid this like the plague. And usually I don't get political. Usually I don't get political, unless the dude is a total douche nozzle. And one of the reasons why I brought this up is because Tim Ripper Owens actually got caught up in this conundrum somehow. He sends off a tweet, and I guess he's got a lot of followers. And, now all of a sudden he's become a little bit of tabloid fodder for,
the light is flashed back on him.
Sounding off on Nike. And personally, I like Skechers. I'm a Skechers guy. When I walk in them, I feel like I'm walking in a couple of pillows. It's a beautiful thing. But so I gotta hear from Ripper, what he's been dealing with as a result of that, because that all just came out today. Another thing that I definitely want to talk about, and I may show the video. We're not going to play it. We're not going to play any audio. Everyone can go check it out. But Shinedown, who I love, just came out with a brand new animated video for Monsters, and it was pretty wild. It was almost you wouldn't even know that it's telling the same story as their official music video, just because the animation is so different. Have you had a chance to check that out, Zach?
No, unfortunately, I haven't, because apparently ever since I got back from these festivals, I've been living under a rock with life, apparently. But I love the song itself, though. Like, I feel like I saw a snippet of it, but it's definitely one I want to check out. I mean, I've been following that band since the song Fly from the Inside when I first heard that in 2000. So, like, I love my Shinedown band, and still to this day, I've yet to see them live. I've only seen Smith and Myers. But I love when bands do animated videos and stuff like that. Like, Avenged has done things like that. I think even Disturbed and other bands like that have done things, but I've heard nothing but great things about it since its release.
All right. Well, it looks like we're gonna have my man Sean Peck coming in here. Sean Peck, are you there?
Boy.
Yeah, I'm gonna merge Ripper on the call right now.
Oh, nice. All right.
Snap.
So everybody, here we are. We got our man Sean the Hell Destroyer Peck, one of the three Tremors, with us on the line right now. Bringing in Ripper.
The Ripper's on the line too.
Oh,
Ripper's on the line too.
Okay, all right. Ripper, how
Hey,
you?
guys.
Hey, what's going on, dude? So we were just talking about you. I don't know if you guys had the chance to listen to any of the show before you chimed in. But who's in the background? Someone having a party?
Ripper's having a mimosa party over there right now.
Is that what this is?
Tim, are you there? Hello.
Yeah, we're all here.
Tim Owens. Okay, he's there.
Who can hear who?
What were you guys talking about?
We're all good? Okay, so what we were talking about was something that Tim got caught up in, I guess, today with the whole Colin Kaepernick, and complaining to Nike like a little girl, that, oh, I'm offended once again. That symbol on those shoes just offends me. And I guess Ripper, had a little something to say about that. And now all of a sudden, his tweet gets picked up. Are you aware of that? Are you even aware of that, Tim? Can Tim hear me?
Tim, are you there?
He's partying.
We were just, I don't know. We were just talking about it. How literally they had it up on Blabbermouth like 5 minutes after he tweeted it.
I swear to God.
But and he's just like, it's crazy how fast they're coming on. He was on the line with us. Let me see what's going on here. Yeah, it hung up. Let me try and add him again.
All right. Well, I mean, if anything, he could always call that number too. If he needs to call that number, he could call in. But again, everybody, just so you know, all right, You see Zachy and I on the screen if you're watching. Oh, I guess that's another thing. So, everybody, if you're just listening to the show right now, which we thoroughly appreciate, you can also watch the show. So, just go out to w4cy.com and click on Talk 4 TV, and you'll be able to watch the show. You'll be able to watch and listen, even though we don't have Sean Peck's beautiful mug on the screen right now. He's been generous enough to call in from.
I think we're both on. We're both on.
Yeah. All right. So we got Ripper back.
Am I on the line?
Yes, Ripper. Yes. Can you?
Oh yes, you are.
There's nothing better than having me on the line.
No, there is nothing better than having you on the line, especially when you're causing a bunch of crap in the tabloids. Once again, it's like Ripper speaks and everybody's just listening, I guess, and they can't wait to put it out there.
There's not a whole lot listening, but yeah, I'm good at that. So I'm actually thinking of saying nothing during this interview just so I don't get in the tabloids.
But then all of a sudden everything would be, talking about how Ripper's suddenly gone silent, like, uh-oh, what's going on? But I definitely want to talk to you guys.
I could say, I could tell you I'm eating a bag of Skittles, the next thing I know I'm putting down rainbows, and that's the whole other bag I just opened up. So it's hard to say anything nowadays without offending somebody.
All right, so everybody, you heard it right here. Ripper is bashing Skittles, and he hates unicorns and little children, okay? So,
well, I like, it depends. It depends if I'm listening to Michael Jackson or not.
Touche.
Oh, God. So I definitely got to talk to you guys about what's happening with the Three Tremors, of course. We all got to know since, I've heard whispers about this sophomore album that may be getting worked on. Before we get into that, though, Tim, how was the Dio hologram tour? I was sorry that I missed you, but how was it?
That was great. You know what? It's funny the difference of the hatred beforehand and then having people come to it and watching the show and seeing it and watching and just seeing the difference how it changed a lot of people, and when they witnessed it, the whole, because it's a show, it's entertainment, it's
right. Yeah. Speaking of entertainment, it seems like you might be getting entertained right now yourself. What are you doing? You got a party going on or what? We got some
Tim,
stuff.
are you there? Hello.
Man. Wow. You know what? We, I don't know. This is interesting. This is very interesting. But you know what? It's beautiful.
You got to roll technical punches.
Yeah, we got the technical.
Let me see if he dropped off again. I don't know why he's dropping off. He said he was in the on the porch, but I can tell you that this is Sean Peck talking.
Yes.
I just called in one of the big sports talk radio shows here in Southern California, was talking about kind of the whole Kaepernick thing with the U.S. Women's World Cup team, how they've been talking trash.
Yeah.
And how it's turned off a bunch of people. And, it's just when you're in that kind of, when you're in the public eye, any negativity or any political thing is just bad for business. That's why the NFL squashed it, and the Women's World Cup, they're not doing themselves any favors being so divisive like that. But give me a second. I'm going to add Ripper back in. You carry on, Scotty J. We'll be right back. We apologize for that. We're normally technically really sound. This is not our standard.
Hey, I'm just glad you're here, man, because, again, we want to talk some Three Tremors.
Yeah.
So
let me get him back.
All right. So we'll see what's going on. But there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. Maybe we'll talk a little bit of Miley Cyrus too. I don't know, Zach. While Sean is getting Tim back on the line, did you see that Miley Cyrus did a cover of Metallica and Nine Inch Nails?
Yeah, I didn't get. Man, I swear to God, I'm just under a rock.
You're living under a rock.
I've seen the news about a lot of these things and posts about a lot of these subjects, but I haven't got a chance to really sit down and check the things out, just trying to get back to some sort of normalcy. But yes, I did see that she covered Nothing Else Matters, which I would be intrigued to hear, because not for nothing,
don't be
when who was it, Lady Gaga and Metallica did that collaboration together.
Yeah,
a lot of people loved it, a lot of people hated it. I mean, I personally dug it because I like both.
Right.
I'm intrigued.
We're back.
Intrigued to at least hear it. Not knock it till you try, like I said earlier.
All right.
So that's my own.
Sean, did you tell him that we covered a Miley Cyrus song? We did
Wrecking Ball. Wrecking
We
Ball.
actually did a Hannah Montana.
Now that I got
Hannah Montana song.
That I gotta hear.
I tell you what, man, like, yeah, I've got a daughter who's growing up before my eyes. I can't believe it. It's like just yesterday she was a little girl and a diehard Hannah Montana fan. So I had to go through all of that, So, we've seen Miley Cyrus, grow up and go through this very interesting evolution from being a little Disney darling, up to where she is now. And when I first saw that Miley, did Metallica, I'm like, all right, well, right away, I got to know what song she did, what'd she do? And then I see that it was Nothing Else Matters, So
yep. Mm-hmm.
I listened to it, and
good for her.
I don't
let them all do it.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know if the media just kisses butter.
I'm praying that she does one of my songs, just so I can make some money.
Are you a Hannah Montana fan, Ripper?
Well, listen, I grew up watching it with my kids too. I loved that show. It was great. I think I spent, all those years watching all the shows on Nickelodeon and Disney and all that stuff.
Right on.
I saw she did they had a Diva special, and she did some songs, I think, with Billy Idol, and she was all in this gnarly mohawk, like leather and studs outfit. It was actually pretty badass.
Yeah,
I was flipping channels, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I like it. Let them all do it.
All right. Well,
she likes Maiden too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be interesting because I don't know if she could do Dickinson.
Lady Gaga's a big metal fan though. So when you talk about Lady Gaga, she was always, I remember the guys in Anthrax taking their kids there, and she was always a big metal fan, going to see the guys at Priest and stuff. So that was, that one was always kind of cool. I mean, just because you do different music doesn't mean you grew up a fan of something else. And at their age, not Hannah Montana, but all of them, they probably listen to a lot of different stuff, and why not?
Yeah. Well, okay. So did you hear Miley Cyrus's cover of Nothing Else Matters and then Head Like a Hole from Nine Inch Nails? Did you hear those?
Well, if the news was on Blabbermouth, I probably didn't. Because I'm not going to click on that stuff. But no, I didn't. I actually don't even really check it. I'll check Twitter stuff, but I really don't. I don't check a lot of that. But I saw the headlines though. I didn't hear it.
Yeah, it was in Revolver magazine.
Yeah, I saw the headline. I didn't watch it yet.
Yeah, I believe it was in Revolver magazine. I think that's where I saw it. And so I went and I listened, and it is what it is, I've heard better renditions. I will say that. But heck. Now, let me ask you guys. Yeah.
I want to say back to the Dio hologram thing real quick because we got cut off.
Yeah.
So I went to the LA show, and it was pretty packed. And we got there, and there's just a line out the door. Like, oh my god! And man, right when that thing starts up, and Dio's on there, and they come out with King of Rock and Roll, and the hologram pops up. That whole crowd freaking exploded, man, in a cheer. I mean, the crowd was like totally raging that whole show. So anybody that was there got completely converted. Because they needed just to package it. If you understand it as a multimedia Dio celebration, you can totally wrap your head around it. Because I watched. It was awesome. It's like anyone that's hesitating needs to put on their big boy pants and go see it next time it comes around, because it's cool as shit. It's like a Marvel making a Dio movie, and there's a live band playing.
Yeah.
Well, it's great. I think one of the best parts of it is when my hologram comes out. It's really amazing. That's probably the show picks up right there when the Ripper Owens hologram walks out on stage. It's like, holy crap, that thing looks real.
Yeah, I was just going to ask if either one of you guys were, working on a hologram, if you guys are, getting that going for yourselves. You could have like a full 3 Tremors hologram. So you guys can take the night off and just have your holograms put out there, You could watch your own show.
There's no hologram that could ever be as good as Harry live. Ever.
He'll never be able to duplicate
Never
that.
be. There's no scissor kicks that a hologram could do or anything.
Now,
You can't replace Harry.
Yeah. Now, in all seriousness, though, let me ask both of you guys, and again, everyone who's listening and watching right now, we are here with Sean the Hell Destroyer Pick and Tim Ripper Owens of the Three Tremors. And do you see this hologram technology potentially becoming more popular, say for like other legends, of music that, we've had that are no longer with us? Like, could you ever see maybe, I don't know, a Lemmy hologram, a David Bowie hologram? You think anything like that might ever happen?
I think absolutely there will be, because we've grown up going and seeing wax museums and statues talking and things like that people just want to see. It's entertainment. I mean, you're not replacing someone. We don't need a hologram to continue on Ronnie James Dio's legacy. Ronnie James Dio's music is his legacy, and you will always have that. This is just something to go to a concert or go to a venue and experience a show and have fun with it. You don't have to have that, but his legacy continues. But these people, I mean, how cool would it be? To me, I would love to go see a David Bowie show, because I didn't see him, and his career is like Ronnie James Dio that went for so long. I mean, David Bowie kept reinventing himself as time went on.
Right.
So I think it would be fantastic to watch Elvis or watch David Bowie or watch, a Lemmy hologram with Mickey D and those guys, and I think it would be fun. I mean, it's not replacing stuff. It's just a show, and to kind of go out and have some drinks, and I could see, my girlfriend brought her son out. He's 9 years old, and he came out to the show, and I mean, he just wanted to really go see Simon Wright and see the drummer of AC/DC and meet him. He doesn't know a lot, but he got to see this show and this experience and all this stuff. And I think that's the thing about it. I think that's what people, they want to go. And I absolutely think you will see definitely more and more of this things, because we're all about technology. Because listen,
Sure.
When people say, I don't want to see it, that's not how it's supposed to be. Well, you're not listening to an 8-track anymore. I'm not wearing Z Cavaricis. I'm not driving the same car. Everything moves forward. When somebody dies in the movie industry, they make a digital person to finish the movie. I mean, this is what it's all about. This is how we move forward, And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I mean, there's actually, sometimes I think it might be better to watch a hologramic Kiss right now than watch the actual Kiss.
Man. So, okay, Tim, I gotta tell you, just now, you just wound up in the tabloids, dude. You just got nailed. You just.
Metal.net is on their way.
Yeah, it's funny because you watch Static X play with it. I just want to say something. Static X goes out and they have a guy wear a mask of the singer who passed away. And I read these reviews and people's like, dude, the fans are like, this thing's the most amazing thing ever. It's such a great idea. And I'm like, dude, it's a guy standing with a mask. Or another thing, you watch tribute bands of Ronnie James Dio play all the time, and a guy tries to look like Ronnie and plays, and that's fine. Right. And it is fine to me. Right. All these things are fine. I love music. I love to celebrate it.
Right.
But that's fine. But yet you do something like this, people just look at stuff to complain about. That's all it is. They just like to complain. I actually think it is what's going to happen in the future. Technology moves forward, and it's going to get better and better. And you're going to go see shows like this.
There's already a bunch online, right? There's like Whitney Houston's coming, Roy Orbison.
I love we had this great review of this show, and this guy said it wasn't like the Tupac one because that was 3-dimensional, it's a 3D, and it's like I actually responded back to this guy who gave it a great review. I said, I think you need to recheck the Tupac hologram, because the Tupac hologram was done exactly the same as the Ronnie hologram.
Okay.
It's a reflection onto something that goes through something and does it. It's not a 3D hologram. It kind of looks at it a little bit at times, but there's not a 3D hologram like Star Wars.
Like in Star Wars, yeah.
That technology isn't there. There's a technology where it's these things, and it shoots through a glass screen, and then it projects it, and that's how it does it. And then you have to have, you can make a live hologram of, we could do a Three Trimmers hologram, it's not somebody who's passed away. It's three guys making a hologram, and it would actually really be us. The difference with this is you're making somebody from scratch.
Yeah, you're rendering it.
Using the real person, and you're making a hologram.
To me, it was like, I was just going to say, I used to go to the Laserium, where they had Pink Floyd down here in San Diego. They had, you go and listen to the Pink Floyd Laserium or Rock Laserium. It's the same kind of thing. It's like it's a different way to experience the music, and it's just going to get better and better. But the way they mix those images and all those cool renderings and the backgrounds of frozen cities and all these fractal images and diamonds falling from the sky and stuff on fire, and then Dungeons and Dragons wooden doorways opening up through hallways. I mean, it was cool, man. Whoever could sit there and watch that thing and say that's not cool, I mean, you're dead inside.
I mean, just watching that stuff without a hologram would be a great show. I mean, that's But what makes it special is you have Ronnie's actual voice with him all of a sudden appearing through the wind or a fire. It's not like he all of a sudden is there. It's supposed to be a real guy sitting there. It's a hologram, but it appears in and out with the wind and fire, and it's great. And this is things that's going to happen in the future. You're going to see. There's no doubt. I'm certain there's a Motorhead one in the works already. There's a Lemmy one in the works already, and I'm certain there's going to be a David Bowie one. You just saw some other companies doing Roy Orbison, and they're doing things like that. So that's what's going to happen. It's not people think it's just the future of music. No, it's not the future of music, but it's the future of entertainment and another way for people to go out and have a night out and enjoy themselves.
That's very well said. That's very well said.
The frickin' headline tomorrow is going to be Ripper Owens says there's a Lemmy hologram coming.
Right.
That's going to be the headline. That's going to be the headline tomorrow.
Oh, there's likely to be a few, but one of the cool things, I love the way you phrase that though, Tim. The future of entertainment, not music, but entertainment, because I think I always hear about how amazing the Beatles were live back in the day. Well, I know for my generation, the Beatles, as legendary as they are, I mean, even if they were still alive today, all of them, they broke up, and likely were never getting back together again. So all these legendary stories you hear of the Beatles in concert and all the Beatlemania and the British invasion and all that stuff, there's generations of people that are still huge fans of that music that never had the opportunity to even come close to what that experience must have been like. So imagine someone doing a hologram of the Beatles and being able to see what it would have been like, when the Beatles first came over in the 60s. That'd be crazy, man.
Well,
I'm Paul McCartney of the Beatles.
Yeah, the change
that was
of the
good.
Beatles, though, how different. No, he's gonna. Hey, give us a little Ozzy.
When I would pass away, I'd eat a mushroom sandwich, and I go, "Say, this is how it was."
And that's what's good is if they do make a hologram of Ozzy. Maybe he is one now. I'm not even certain, but if they do, they make one.
Oh man, that's nuts.
I saw. We were at a festival, and Ozzy was. We were in the same room, and I looked at him, and it was like he didn't even look real. He looked like because he had all the makeup on, and he just kind of stood there like they prop him up, and I was like, man, he was like, wow, that he looked like I felt like I was at a wax museum. It was crazy.
Headline tomorrow: Ripper says Ozzy is not real; he is a hologram.
Well,
dude,
used to say that about Lemmy as well, because they used to always, because Lemmy was like the guy that was like, you'll never kill Lemmy. He'll never die, because that guy was crazy. It was the funniest thing when it was such heartbreaking when Lemmy passed, because it was like, I didn't think he was ever going to die, because it just would. You would go into the backstage and you'd be in this tighty whities playing a pinball machine with a rum and coke at a festival at 9 a.m. It was like, this kind of cigarette. It was like, wow, he is a god. He was the ultimate rock star. He would stand, right before he passed, they had this benefit thing, and they had like I wasn't at the thing, but it was in L.A. It was at like the Rainbow or one of those places. Not the Rainbow, like the Whiskey or one of those. And they said they put him up there. He was really bad shape, but they had like half naked dancer girls like sitting with him, and he's like standing there just like this image that you thought of him. And it was like they went with that. And it's like you never thought he would go. It's like this guy's gonna live forever. Now
Keith Richards.
Passed,
yeah,
that
right.
Was, to me, it was when Ronnie passed. It was probably I was devastated. And I knew he was bad and everything, but I remember when I got that call, it was like that one was like, wow.
It hit hard.
It did hit hard. It was like still. That's why when I do these things
it's emotional.
When I do it for Wendy and I'm on stage, and I look up in the sky and I, give the horns. I do it. It's always true. I actually up there thinking to myself, he's probably yelling at me because I messed something up. He's like, I'm always like, oh my God, Ronnie's looking at us and he's probably saying stuff, and it's emotional on stage every time I do it. When
we do King of the Monsters on tour, Tim gives a speech about that song's got written about Lemmy and Ronnie James Dio, and I can feel the emotion when Tim's giving his little breakdown at the beginning of that. This goes out to them. So yeah.
Well,
that's a great one. I told Wendy about that song and how we do it, and that we do Heaven to Hell and stuff. And
oh, cool.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's even when we do it, it's like it doesn't have to be me doing it with his bandmates, even doing it with everybody. It's like
you feel it.
Well, I wanted to ask you guys, so I think that's kind of a good segue. We can get away from the hologram a little bit here and talk some Three Tremors. But so when you guys were out on tour last and we had a chance to catch up, not only do you have all your originals off that, that first album, but you also mixed some of your other works in there, stuff, Sean, that you've got on your own, and then, Tim, stuff that you've worked on your own. Do you see yourselves maybe doing more of that with other artists? Could you see yourself, doing, Motorhead songs,
like
Dio songs,
more cover songs, different cover songs,
more covers. Yeah, could you see yourself doing that on, say, another album?
I don't know if we would. Tim, are you still there? Hello. I think we might have lost him.
Do we lose him?
Again.
Do we lose him again? I think he's just partying, man. He's having too much fun. He bailed on us, man.
He got his phone at I think he got his cell phone at Walmart.
Yeah. Now, actually,
I'll ring him back. I'll ring.
Everybody's listening right now, right? And they heard, Tim maybe possibly putting his foot in his mouth again, so they're calling out like, dude, you got to bail, man. You got to stop right now. Tomorrow's going to be a catastrophe, like bail.
He's fearless. He's fearless. But we do, I'll just real quick, I'll call him back in a second. Right. We do, the backing band, the Cage Guys, also did a show with Tim where they were the backing band for a solo show he did. So they know, they've already done 15 cover songs with Tim.
Okay.
So if we ever want to throw in a Hellvent for Leather, Electric Eye, of course we were doing the Sentinel. Sometimes we're doing Scream Machine off his Beyond Fear album. Bunch of, there's a bunch of stuff that's in the repertoire that we could pull out at any time. One of the shows we did in Greece, the promoter begged us to do Breaking the Law, and we were just like, we're like, no. And then at the end of the show, we were having so much fun. We're like, the hell with it. No rehearsal, nothing. And we broke it out. Man, the place went nuts when we played Breaking the Law. The place went crazy. So
I'm sure.
You guys talk amongst yourselves, and I'm going to try and call them right back.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Okay, we'll do that.
I'll go brew the coffee. Let's talk. Okay, we're going to talk.
Okay.
This is coffee talk. Yeah. But, oh, man. Nah, but dude, seriously, wow, I had no idea that the hologram subject was gonna take on a life of its own, literally. But
it's cool though. There's definitely a few people for me personally I would love to see hologram.
What would you love to see? Like what kind of?
He's back. We're back.
We got him back. Yeah, I was just gonna ask Zach. So Zach, if you could see any hologram, what would you want to see, Zach? Like if any.
Biasly being a drummer, it would definitely be Keith Moon and John Bonham.
Right on, man.
Good call.
Just being a drummer, to see them in the flesh of any kind, to see their fluidity, to see their playing before my eyes, hearing all the stories my whole life, growing up around rock my entire life, you know, with my dad being in classic rock and doing all cover bands, playing Zeppelin and Floyd and all that, just getting to see any of those guys, for me, that's what I would love to see, you know.
Right on. Now, speaking of drumming...
I'm thinking hologram supergroup. Dimebag.
That would be sick.
The possibilities are endless.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I'm actually thinking about... I might do a little better in hologram world, so I'm actually thinking about going onto a train track tonight.
That's
the mimosas talking.
Yeah, because I'm thinking I might have a better career as a hologram.
Oh man, yeah,
the mimosas talking.
No, you guys are doing just fine. But now it was interesting.
Listen, let me tell you something. I'll be the first hologram to get kicked out of a band.
That's the headline.
Oh,
that's
man.
gotta be the headline.
First hologram get kicked out of a band.
Oh my God, dude, that's too funny.
That's the one.
That's something.
Oh,
but
Zach, I mean, it was interesting. You know, obviously you being a drummer and you know, bringing up the drummers that you would love to see in that you know, using that kind of technology. But one of the things that I was checking out not too long ago, a band that I know you love, Zach, Hailstorm. Their drummer just recently was talking about, you know, how songwriting specifically really is their therapy. You know, it's like therapeutic, you know, like that's how they relax, you know, is to write new songs. So Sean, Tim, you know, I'll ask you guys, do you share those sentiments and that, you know, you find the songwriting process to be therapeutic?
Tim?
Well, listen, it is a way to, the greatest thing about our type of music is we can write about anything. You know, I mean, you have certain genres that kind of write about kind of the same stuff. You know, we can write about everyday life in one song, something personal. Next song we can write about a metal monster. You know, and that was, you know, I think about my Beyond Fear record. One song's, you know, telling lies or, you know, keeping the, you know, the faith. And the next thing is about Scream Machine or, you know, and that's the, you know, you get to release lyrically, you get to release any way you feel is right for a song. And that's kind of nice to be able to unleash that. I mean, you look at Three Tremors and Sean wrote about everything on that record, history and you know, it's just, it crosses so many ways. So it is a way to do that. I mean, you get to sit and go to a room and write about whatever you want to write about. You know, my last records I did with Spirits of Fires, especially, I really touched everything. You know, a lot of, whether it might be hidden, subliminal, political stuff, or you know, a song about my girlfriend or whatever. It kind of crosses everywhere. You kind of are able to cross any way you want to do it, and it's kind of nice to do it that way. So it is a way to do that.
Yeah. Now, Sean, you let Tim answer that question pretty quickly. Do you have a different take on that? Is it more work for you than anything else, or you know, is there anything that you do find therapeutic about it?
I don't know about therapeutic, man. I mean, I got my act together. I don't need to go and go, man, I'm freaking out. I need some therapy tonight.
Well, you just go snowboarding, right? You just head north and you go snowboarding. That's what you do. Yeah.
Well, you know what? He thinks that he fucking needs some. He needs a doctor or something. That's his problem. Right now he's doing this interview with his head in an oven.
Yeah. No, but there's, you know, he had a good answer with the whole, you know, we're in metal, we're able to write about anything. The one thing that I've been cracking up on lately, it's like, I've never been able to write songs with a bunch of sexual innuendos in them. And so like, I've got like so many songs in the hopper that I have of just full on, Dawkins, Steel Panther.
Oh my God!
You know, Rat, sexual innuendo. I'm like, I got nothing to do. These songs are great, and I got nowhere to go with them. But man, when you said that was fun. Like the first one I tried to make is hilarious. Well, I got some beauties.
It's funny you brought up Steel Panther because I know that on my birthday next week they're coming out with a new song that's called all I want to do is F myself tonight. Of course, I'm saying F. They use the full word. But, man, you know, sexual innuendos. There's, like, not even any innuendos.
There's no innuendo. That's just straight to the point.
I mean, those dudes.
Let me give you just a sample of my brilliance in that category. One of the lines I had was, you know, I like to party almost every night. So if you bring your girlfriend, I will treat her right. So come on, be my genie, baby, grant my wish. The three of us together makes a tasty dish. Boom! Mic drop.
Wow, look at that. So we can look forward to hearing that on your sophomore album, yes?
Yeah, and you know, the Free Trimmers has a whole new meaning now.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, man.
It's no
Clever.
Harry and I are no longer in a band. It's some couple he met at Piggly Wiggly or something. I don't know.
Yeah, see, I'm
thinking
there was something very strategic about the you guys calling in versus being on video. You know, because I'm sensing there's some activity going on around you guys that
next time we'll do video.
We shouldn't be privy to. Yeah. No, I get it. You know, it's all good. You don't want us to see what you guys are really up to right now. You guys are probably multitasking. Yeah, you guys are multitasking right now. I have no doubt, you know? Yeah. Oh, God.
Yep.
Oh, my Lord. So, anyway, we got a new music video. I know, Sean, you and I have talked about this a little bit off the record. We cannot divulge exactly what this is, but the Three Tremor
We can talk about it.
So we've got a music video that we can be expecting here?
Yeah, we have a radio edit that we did for Sonic Suicide, which was, you know, one of the songs that wasn't 100 miles an hour, which was a cool rocker that that was pretty popular when we played it. So we have a radio edit of that song, and we did a Rich Barville, who did the Fly or Die video for us, did a cool one. It's got kind of reminds me of Peace Sells a little bit. It's got a lot of that, like, you know, news stuff going on, and it's got it's a song that talks kind of about censorship, you know, with kind of what's going on. It's a little timely how all the social media giants are determining, you know, what they consider, you know, proper behavior and the power that they wield. I mean, it's insane. You know, like, oh, we're a private company, but yet they're so dominant. The Googles, the Facebooks, the Instagrams, the YouTube. I mean, they have so much control over society, and it kind of touches on that. How you know, what's the line of censorship? The video came out killer. It's cool. We're probably going to release it in a few weeks. We're trying to figure out exactly how to put it out, because there's a radio campaign starting and stuff, and they want to tie it all together. So the wheels are always turning, man, for that.
All right. Now, did you have the same people involved with this this video that you've had involved with other videos that you put out? Is this like the same type of team that you have collaborated with previously?
Yeah, the guy, like I said, he did the Fly or Die video, which came out killer. I love that video.
Yes, we played that last week.
And he also did the Cage. Well, he also filmed some of the Bullets for the Dam video, but he did the Cage Across the Sea of Madness video.
Sea of Madness, that was awesome.
He must have taken out like a second mortgage on this house just to do that video. When he showed us that video, it's 9 minutes long. It's like, now we're in the desert. Now we built this set. It was like the amount of work he did on that video was just ridiculous. So he's always got a good vision. You know, Rich Varville's a guitar player, and he's been in bands all his life, so he knows how to make stuff look cool and, you know, be on the, you know, and stay on the edge of not being cheesy, which is hard to do when you put anything on a blabbermouth. It doesn't matter what it is. Like, it's cheesy. Like, this is a film of a riot from a news footage. How's that cheesy? So you never know that with those people, but I'm excited about it coming out. It's cool. And, you know, we got a bunch of other stuff coming out too that we're working on.
All right. Well, I was going to ask you, so are you going to be doing any more touring in support of your first album, or have we already moved on to the next phase of writing new material? Are we focused in that area, or where
we got a bunch. We have, we have a bunch of new agent partners now that are trying to put some stuff together this year. and it's looking like we've got Australia and Asia early next year, and we're just trying to, fit it whenever our schedules can all come together. The demand is there. We just got to, make the schedules work, and that's what we're trying to do. And in the meantime, we're going to be releasing the solo versions of the Three Tremors. It's one digipack with 3 discs. And it's Tim's version of the album, my version of the album, and Harry's version of the album. And it's awesome, man. Tim's version of the Tremors record is so... I've said it in all the interviews. I'm like, wait till you hear the solo version of the record. His version of the album is freaking amazing. So we're mixing that right now. That's going to come out in October. And then we're already working on the new songs for the sophomore release, which we're gonna have to do a lot of work in order to keep the schedule, but that'll come out like summer next year, the way we're looking at it.
All right, that's not bad. Wow, that's pretty quick turnaround. Yeah. Actually, I mean that's fast, to be coming with your sophomore album so quickly. But getting back to the solo music that you guys are putting out there from this last album, so Am I hearing you correctly that you guys literally isolated the vocals for you, Tim, and Harry, and you are putting out the Three Tremors album with just each one of you individually doing all the vocals?
Yeah, Tim, you want to talk about it?
That's awesome.
Yeah, listen, the thing is, when we made the record, it wasn't that Sean messaged and said, hey, here's your parts, Tim, sing these, which probably deep down then, inside I was hoping that's what I was going to do, but he sent it and I just sang the record. It was like, here's the he's sent his version, and then I'd use that as a template and then just went with it, so we could stay in the same realm, but then use my own voice and change my voice. I used different voices that I probably wouldn't have used before because I wanted to sound different from everybody else. A little more falsetto, a little raspier, things like that. But so I just sang the whole record and let them use whatever they wanted.
We figured, we had all this material. We're like, let's put it out, because I know as a fan, I would totally want to hear the Ripper version of the record. I'm biased, but the River version of this record is like one of my favorite things that he's ever done, man. It's like Dave would get the tracks and he would send me, he'd compile it and he'd send me his version over, and I was just like, holy shit. He went like so far above and beyond the Call of Duty on it that it's killer. And so the people are going to just be stoked when they hear it. And my version's really good. And, Harry's version is awesome. Harry probably did the most. He has a version of Bullets for the Damned. I don't even know if Tim knows this. And the first one he sent, before he kind of figured out that, like, hey, we all got to kind of sing the same song. Like, he just made up his own version of the song, like completely different melodies, singing all different places. And we're like, that was the first one when he said, I'm like, hey man, it's really cool, but we're not going to be able to use any of this because it's not like how the rest of us are singing the song. So we'll probably put that version out because he just basically made his own version of that song. And so there's a lot of cool stuff coming out on the packet. We already have 3 separate album covers. I think I might have shown you some of the artwork when we got together.
That's awesome.
We have 3 different album cover art pieces for each version, and they're all 3 just completely badass. So
wow,
it's going to be a cool package. I don't know that it's nothing. I don't think anything's ever been done like this before, and that's what we like to do too. Is like put out new, innovative, idea stuff that just rocks, and it should be pretty cool.
You got to come out with some coloring books. You got to come out with some Three Tremors coloring books. We can color in, Sean and Harry and Tim and fill it all in. But oh man, the merchandise ideas. The wheels in my head are turning now. But we only got a couple minutes left on the show, guys. We got to get ready to rock and roll here very soon. But man, it has been so awesome. Tim, Sean, thank you so much for joining Zach and I on the show today. And it's been an absolute blast. For everyone that wants to follow you guys individually, Skype handle, or not Skype handle, but Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, you guys both active in there? Well, we know Tim is. Sean, what's the best way for everyone to check you out?
my blabbermouth handle is everything is the Three Tremors, the3tremors.com, at the Three Tremors.
Okay.
On Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. And before I let Tim say his stuff, I just want to say congrats on the show, man. It's going to be cool, and we're here to support you. And anything we can do to call in and make some new headlines, we're here for you. But go ahead, Tim.
Yeah. Mine. You could just. I always say just Google me because I don't even know what I'm on. But Instagram, I think it's Tim Ripper Owens Official, and Twitter, Tim Ripper Owens, and you could just check. That's the best two places to check me. I mean, I'm on Facebook, but I'm not really on there like I used to be. If I'm on Facebook, it's probably coming from Instagram. So if you're going to check me out, it's Instagram or Twitter is the two places that I'm on.
All right. Very cool. Well, again, everybody, we are here with Tim Ripper Owens and Sean the Hell Destroyer Peck, 2/3 of the Three Tremors. And, we'll put all the information up here on the screen, for those of you that are watching, we'll have the information there so you can go check these guys out. And thank you so much again for joining us, guys. It's been an absolute blast.
Next time we're going to be on video. We'll do it from a strip club somewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, thanks for having us. And if you ever want to check Sean's new stuff out, he just released a lot of new stuff on MySpace. So go check it out.
I just went and checked out my MySpace page actually like last week.
Yeah.
I was like, is this thing still here?
Oh my God.
Hey, it's coming. It's making a comeback.
Oh man. Well, I want to say thank you to our Lady Rebel down in Louisiana who's been handling all the engineering for this show today. And Zach, as always, thank you. And be cool down there in Nashville. And everybody, make sure you tune in next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
Join us on Rock Titan Live. We're out.
Awesome.
Peace.
Thanks, guys.
Scotty J.
All right, that was fun, man.
Hey guys, you're out with Ambler.
Rock Titan Live on W4CY Radio every Tuesday from 9 to 9:50 p.m. Eastern.
You're listening to Rock Titan Live.
W4CY Radio.
You are listening to Rock Titan Live
every Tuesday from 9 to 9:50 p.m. Eastern.
Rock Titan Live
every Tuesday from 9 to 9:50 p.m. Eastern.
Scotty J.
DJ Zachy D.
Out with
Rock
Ambler.
Titan Live on W4CY Radio.